Word on the streets, it's BowlzNBeatz. What's good, everybody? It's your girl X, and today we are welcoming back a special guest from season 2. He's the biggest underdog in Toronto. Let's welcome international photographer of the Saints, aka Elijah.
Come on. What's good?
How are you?
I'm blessed. I'm amazing. I'm all types of things, man. For real.
My God. We have so much to talk about. If you guys watched the first episode with Elijah.
You gotta play it back.
Woo!
You gotta play it back.
You see the growth. You see the
For
growth.
real.
I think
For
the
real.
craziest part is that everything you said you were going to do, he did it.
Do you remember some
You
of the
did it.
stuff?
Yes.
Like,
You said you were gonna become a Rolling Loud photographer, which you did multiple times.
I went to all of them, all the Rolling Loud besides Portugal, but which you went to. Come on, so we have all the stories connection.
You gotta go, man. You gotta go.
I need to. That's
Ooh,
dope.
the beach
It's in Thailand next year.
Are you going to that?
I'm trying to. Are you trying to go to that?
I'm trying to go to that.
Let's plan. Let's go. Let's say for real.
So you also mentioned that you were going to work with celebrities, which you did.
Amen to that.
Right? You said you were going to
Amen.
start traveling for work, which you are. I see you.
20 flights in.
Yes.
Come on, 20 flights in.
Yes.
It's
So I just have to
crazy.
give you your flowers because, like, you did that.
Thank you.
You did that.
Thank
And, like,
you.
it's amazing to see. And it's inspiring as well because it's like, you're a regular dude. Like, we grew up from the same place. And, like, here you are. You're doing it, you know?
Thank you.
Without no handouts. You know what I mean? And also, big shout out to your mama.
You know, my
Because if it
mom's
wasn't for
here.
her, you wouldn't even be here,
Oh,
okay?
God.
That's his biggest supporter, and
I
I
have
love
to
to
bring my
see
mom,
it.
you know,
Yes.
I feel like just bring, like, having family on board is like what a lot of people are missing, you know what I'm saying? So I want to be able to, for my mom to just be around with what I'm doing because obviously I'm always on the go. She doesn't get to, but at least somehow, some way she can
Exactly.
be. So I just wanted
She
to
gets to
bring.
see your accomplishments,
Absolutely.
right? Yeah, that must be so nice. Like, what a nice feeling. You're
Right.
like, Mama, I'm doing it.
I'm gone.
She's right there like, yes. Honey, you're doing great. So, let's get into it.
Let's get
into all of it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Holy crap. Like, I don't even know where to start. Okay, let's start with Rolling Loud.
Cool.
How was that experience?
To be able to just, you know, say that I went to all the Rolling Louds in North America is crazy. Like, you went California the first year, that's where you got the story of that. But then went to Miami, went to New York, and obviously went to Toronto. You know, so it was special. You know, because the connection I was able to build. You know, just to be able to say, have major people look at me like, yo, who are you? And just connecting, because that's what's most important. Just being able to connect with the right artists, and then eventually now. When it comes to Toronto, I'm like backstage constantly because people see me, people are putting me on. Labels are now hiring my production company to go cover certain artists. So
I love
it's
that.
crazy.
I love that.
Thank
and it's
you.
funny that you say you're always in the background because if you see footages online, you always see Elijah in the background.
Yo, at all time. And then, but when it really started to open up was the Drake.
Yes.
Because I was been kind of like slowly in the background, like the Nas, you know, the Salsa Claire, and you know. But then when that popped off, like everyone just starts, you know, like, oh my God, the guy in the yellow.
Yes,
yellow,
exactly.
shirt, you know, this and that. You know, then everything started going viral from there.
So were you nervous when you first started like really going for your dreams? Because like this is a lot of hard work. People see you're online and they're like, oh, it must be easy to like, you know, just take pictures of celebrities, but it's not. You're out here grinding every single day. Like you have no days off. No. Sometimes I'm like, holy shit, how does he do it? Like this guy's on a flight here, he's on a flight here, he's shooting here. I'm like,
and that's crazy. I had someone legit like 3 weeks ago emailed me. Like, yo, can I be a flight attendant to your private jet? I was like, wow, really people think I'm up like that, flying private jets out here? Like, I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, like, there is obviously pressure because I'm obviously, I don't know, I wouldn't even say pressure. It's just new feelings. I'm climbing very fast and I'm adapting very fast. So it's just obviously I'm young coming from a place where I come from. I'm you wouldn't have thought I can be in this position within a year. You know what I'm saying? Even when we talked, like this, everything I did with it was like my 3-year, 5-year plan. But a couple months in, it started going rapid. But it's just more like I think it's just. I won't say it's nervous. It's just, you know, it's just kind of like, you know, just uncomfortable, being uncomfortable. But I learned to love that feeling because I learned to just, once I'm in that space of being uncomfortable, I'm supposed to be there and I just got to figure it out because life is like a test. So you be uncomfortable as a test is you got to figure out how to accomplish that test to move forward.
Yes.
You know, so.
And I love that you said like you had a 5-year plan, because a lot of people like go into this blindly. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They don't think about long term, but you have everything already planned, which is why it's manifesting, right?
Absolutely.
So to anybody who's out there that like wants to make their dreams come true, like what's your piece of advice to get out of your comfort zone? Because that's the only way it happens.
Absolutely.
You have to get out of your comfort zone, but that's hard. So how did you do that?
I'm gonna speak for myself. I come from a place of just obviously, you know, I've seen stuff where as a young kid I was not obviously supposed to see, and so there's a lot of trauma, you know. So, but like thank God, like I just knew from early, if I'm going to like be in this business world, be, you know, around these certain people, I need to start fixing myself from now. And I had that in my head since 18. So this is, you see how I am now, but as a kid I was like an angry kid, you know what I'm saying, because I didn't come from the perfect family, you know what I'm saying. So but it took like 4 years of just really kind of like learning myself and really fixing, and just really get to a point of just to like, you know, deal with a lot of situations. So it's just really fixing yourself. You found your passion and you put all that energy into it, right? Just figuring it out, because I didn't know the answers right in the very beginning. Exactly. I really had to say step by step and just fail, and just then put the puzzles together to, you know, where and to get to the place I am now. So. And I love that you said that, because for a while, like, and this is with any business, you're like kind of stuck, right? When you're building your business, and then it just pops off. And that's what happened with you, right? You were grinding, nothing was happening, then out of nowhere it was like, boom, you blew up. Boom. Which I love to see, because hard work pays off, right? Thank you. And so out of all the accomplishments that you've accomplished, we're gonna go through them all, but let's start with your favorite one. Okay. What has been your most memorable accomplishment? Definitely Drake. You know, Drake was definitely like the biggest thing. You know, it was a blessing. Shout out to like Charlie B. You know, because realistically, he put me onto everything. Okay. Because like so I was coming back from Miami. 5 o'clock, almost missed my flight. You know, 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm in the Miami airport coming back to Toronto. And then, you know, I see that like Charlie B is producing the All Canadian North Star with Drake. So I'm like, honestly, if things are going well, I'm like, yo, let me hit him up to see if I can, you know, maybe get on board. And basically I messaged him like, hey, is it cool, you know what I'm saying, if possible, if I can just be on board on just you know, just to cover the event. And he's like, yo, and it's crazy, it was 5 o'clock in the morning, so he's like, yo, hit me up tomorrow. I'm like, all right, man. And I ended up just seeing him later on that night. Wow. And then he came up to me like, yo, you're good. Hit me up the next day, and then basically asked me, he's like, yo, do you want to cover, like, be by my side throughout the whole thing? I'm like, bet. And then from there, and that's how I got that shot. But the thing is like, Drake is like, you know, has been a big inspiration since I was like, since I was 10, 9, you know what I'm saying? And so just to be able to be a young photographer and get able to cover him, like, is insane. That's legendary on its own, honestly. Thank you. Like, not only because it's Drake, but because you're so young, you know, like that takes people years like of work, but you really dedicated yourself, and you also put yourself out there. Like you said, you mentioned that you asked DJ Charlie B, right? A lot of people like kind of wait for things to fall on their lap, but you go get it. You make sure it happens. Go getter, you know what I'm saying? We create opportunities. Come on. So now I want to ask you this, because I don't know how this happened. You were shooting for Jessie Reyez. Shout out Jessie Reyez. That is legendary. I'm sorry, Drake. Step aside, but Jessie Reyez, she's like literally the queen of Toronto, and you did that. It's insane. Holy crap! And I saw you went to Colombia with her. Yeah, Colombia. I was like, that, you know, how did you even get there? Like, because it all went back to Drake. I shot OVO. OVO was crazy. Then I saw like basically her manager, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ruiz and everything. So I shot him by accident, you know? And then he hits me up that night saying, yo, what's your number? Got my number. And then at like 12 o'clock in the morning. And then that morning at 9 o'clock, he calls me. He's like, yo, I'm Jessie Reyez's manager. She's opening up for Kalani, and I see you doing your thing. And I want to like give you the opportunity to co-shoot Jessie, you know? I would love to cover that. That's crazy. And that's how it got started. And then it was just, okay, yo, Saint, we need you for this. The LA trip. She flew me out to LA, you know. LA party was crazy. Drake, Ty Dolla $ign, got the
yeah,
hair
I
like
saw
Diddy,
all that footage. I was
Corday, Diplo,
That's
like it was insane. Like when I tell you I got so drunk that night.
well, you don't really have a choice. You see all these people around you.
No, but like fun drunk. You know what I'm saying? We're all
Yes,
having fun.
yes.
I'm still doing my work. You know what I'm saying? But it was just a vibe.
And that's kind of the good thing about being at work in those settings, because you have an excuse to like still be functioning.
If as long as you're still working, it's all that matters. Like people like people don't care if you drink, people don't care if you smoke, but as long as they're still getting the product at the end of the day and it's still to the part, and then you're not acting dumb, like do your thing.
Exactly.
You know, but then that happened. Then legit while I was in LA, they texted me like, "Yo, Saint, you want to go to Colombia?"
That's crazy.
And then legit Colombia happened. They got me my purse. They got me my own private car, a Cadillac, to bring me to the airport.
Holy crap.
First class. And they got me they lit a 29th floor in a hotel. It looks like the hotel looks like a whole condo beach view.
Wow,
it was
that's
insane.
amazing. So what did you like best about Colombia?
The culture. I like how I like how colorful it is. I like how just the energy within the culture. You know, there's a lot of history too, because that's where Nicki Jam blew up. Yeah. That's where J Ball. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people from there.
That's where Jessie's from, no?
That's where Jessie's from. That's where she's from.
Wow.
So yeah, I think that was just to be able to experience that. The way you see her on like social media and everything, that's how she is in person.
I love that.
And what I love about it because she's calm, but she's about her business, but she's also she's doing it right, you know. And then she has what makes it easier. Her team's amazing, and she makes it like that's the focus. It's like making sure that everyone's good, everyone feels good, because at the end of the day, it's still like there's a lot of like stuff that people are going through, you know, within the business where it's hard. So one thing I love is just a calm environment so even though you mess up, it's just like, you know, they deal with it the right way, you know what I'm saying?
Right?
Professionally, where it's easy, you know. But like, no, she's amazing, man, and awesome. it's crazy that I can be able to just talk to her. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Shout out Jessie, honestly.
Shout out Jessie,
repping Toronto, right?
Yo,
right.
and so she's you know, like in the concert, because she just flew me out for 2 of her tour dates. So to be able to experience that, you know, because from the very beginning, like the tour life was like, I remember I told you I was passionate about the real goats, how they're able to travel with him, this and that. And I thought that I got to experience that tour life on the bus, on this and that, and just be able to just record her and just see her in her element and see everyone just go crazy for her. It was amazing.
I mean, the fact that you're even making these connections like to such big people with like so much access, so many connections is already a win, right? Regardless, even if you're not doing anything with them, just having that connection.
Absolutely. You know, but the fact that I can be an option to just say come through. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, and then to be able to, I produce and directed her merch line. The fact that I was even able to do that because after Colombia, I went to New York. I went to roll out New York. But while I'm in New York, they're like, yo, Saint, can you stay an extra 3 days? I was like, okay, bet. So her team reached out to me like, all right, let's do it. Let's run it. And then 2 days later, we got it done, you know. And so the fact that, you know, she's even allowing me to even do stuff like that, you know. So like, it's amazing.
Honestly, it's nice to see people from our city helping other people, right?
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Really put it on, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's dope.
Damn, you're like constantly working. So I have to ask you, how do you deal with like constant work? How do you catch a break? Do you catch a break?
I spend like maybe like my mornings to myself.
Okay.
You know, mornings like kind of like to myself, kind of like, you know. But the biggest thing, the way I can move so smoothly is not worrying. Everything is just basically like everything's already written out, and I'm just taking it day by day.
Just going with the flow.
Going the flow.
I like that.
And it's natural. Everything you see, like it's natural, you know, so like crazy.
Your social media has clearly grown a lot since last time you're here. But how about you as a photographer? Like, how would you say you've grown as a photographer?
I think honestly, like my just being busy and just like always being out there, just always practicing. It's just and being around just just like big directors, just big production team, and like being able, I can ask them constant questions. I think like I think from even the beginning of this year till now, I've grown a crazy amount.
Oh, yeah.
Because going to all these concerts, I'm like watching how these concert photographers that have been doing it for 7 years, I'm watching how they're shooting. I'm like, okay, let me try that, let me try this edit, and I'm just always like, let me just try different stuff. So it's like it's I think I've grown a crazy amount from just the beginning of this year.
Now I know you said like your most memorable night was the Drake night.
Yeah.
But out of all the Rolling Louds that you've shot at and been to, which one's your favorite?
My favorite, don't
lie.
I know. It'll have to be the first one.
California?
California.
Nice.
No. I lied. Toronto. It can't be
Liar.
No, the reason why my Rolling Loud experience is a little different. Because I was backstage with like Nav, I was backstage with Kelly, I was like Pressa, I was like with all these artists, and to be able to go, and so it's one thing to be backstage with these artists, but it's another thing that the fact is in your home city. That's why it hit.
True.
Just being able to just like see like our artists on these big stages and just really go crazy. Like I felt that. I'm like, we're going to the right place. Where Toronto's headed to the right direction. So it was definitely a moment.
Yes.
Obviously, there's politics behind it, but like to me, I knew it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was gonna be calm. Obviously, besides that one situation, but still, like it was. Still
at the end of the day,
sick.
it wasn't bad. It was not bad. For our first Rolling Loud, for the scene that we have here, like
exactly,
it was fine.
Exactly.
Yeah. So. And I like Charlie B's set because he brought out like all the underground artists. I thought that was super cool.
And like
Ice
Spice and stuff.
Yes.
That was viral. You know what I'm saying?
People, yes.
So that was dope.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So throughout your time backstage, you got to meet Pressa, you got to meet Killy, you got to meet Nav.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
It's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? It was like I don't mind. I don't mean to be cocky, but like the thing is,
you could be cocky. You've accomplished a lot.
I'm like numb. Like that doesn't like I don't get as excited as my first Rolling Loud of seeing a boogie backstage, of shooting all these other artists. I don't get that same excitement because it's constant. You know what I'm saying? So it's just I'm so grateful and but it's just I'm part of it.
Exactly. But that's kind of a good thing, right? You're becoming more professional. You're like calming. You're meeting people that you see on a personal level.
Yeah, yes. Absolutely. And to be able to see people constantly back to back, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like important people, so yeah.
So I see you're always traveling, which I actually like that you're international.
Thank you.
Because I think that's very important. A lot of people in Toronto that are trying to reach their dreams, they don't leave the city. And that's really important. I see you're always in LA. Yep. So to any photographer out there, a videographer, really anybody who wants to make it, would you suggest that they go out of Toronto?
Absolutely. Why not? Why not?
True.
You see the value. You see what's going on in the States. Why not take the opportunity?
What if people say they don't have money?
Okay, figure it out. Work. Hey, work. Take the summer to save up then, and then just plan ahead. People are like, oh, that's not happening now. Okay, I'm not gonna do it. Okay, why not just save up for the next 3 months and the fourth month go?
And I actually want to talk about that a bit because you don't come from a privileged family. You know what I mean? People, now that they follow you, that they haven't followed you before, they probably think wow, this guy has so much money. He's always traveling. But the people who really know you, they're like, you were just a regular dude. So how did you make it happen? Even though you had nothing, you still made it happen.
I had just basically I just knew what I wanted from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I knew I wanted my own production company from the beginning. I knew, and the thing with me, I was kind of I'm an only child, not anymore. I just had I have a 3 months baby brother. But what's it called? But I from young I was always kind of by myself. You know what I'm saying? From young I was kind of roaming the streets and just hanging with friends from young. I was 17 going Brazil by myself. So it was so me stepping into this realm, I was fearless in a sense. Yeah, it was like, okay, like it's something new, but like I'm like, let me just try these stuff. Let me go travel. I've been traveling, you know what I'm saying? Like I kind of experienced, going the feeling going to the States. So I'm like, let me just go do it.
Honestly, that kind of might have helped you since being an only child. That made you be independent. You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure. So do you have any plans for your production company?
Just honestly being able to just give people opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I want to be able to just obviously like there's a lot of talent in the city. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to just, hey, let's hey, like I have this opportunity. You want to come through? Hey, I have this job. Like, you want to do it. I have this thing going on. I love have you on board. This is the bigger vision for everything, but I'd love to have you, you know what I'm saying? So just be able to give people opportunity that they wouldn't get on a regular basis. That's what I want to do. So
I love that. Honestly, it's also important to collab with people in the city as well.
Absolutely.
I see you doing that all the time, which is great because I don't see a lot of photographers doing that, especially male photographers.
Remember I told you I went to my first Rolling Loud and I manifest that through God, like just going to my first Rolling Loud. Yes. I got the Toronto Rolling Loud. I got to give that same opportunity to my homeboy Jacob. He went to his first Rolling Loud. We both got my mom Warner hired my production company to shoot Central C. So I'm like, okay, because it was paid. I'm like, okay, I need a second. I can't have a second videographer with me, and they're like, sure, So basically, so the fact that I, you know what I'm saying, got my opportunity to go to my first Rolling Loud, did the same thing to him, and plus, but for his first time, I was just covering it, just to cover it. He actually got to shoot for the biggest artist of the summer, and plus get paid for it, and that's what brings me joy. And then be able to bring him and my other homegirl Selena to New York, and they got to be in the room with Jeremiah, so those are things that really get me amped.
Good. I love to hear that because when people achieve, success and fame, sometimes when they're not giving back, that's when they start to feel empty. They don't feel like it's enough. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's why you see a lot of celebrities have depression or they kill themselves or they're not happy because they're not giving back. It's important to give back because it gives you that feeling and purpose in life, right? To help others. Yeah. So I love that you're doing that.
Thank you.
Keep doing it, honestly. Thank you. And you are inspiring a lot of people because a lot of people messaged me throughout the year about you.
Really?
Yes. That's a lot of people are like, yo, I love that you interviewed him. He's giving me so many opportunities. I'm like, wow, what a good guy.
Thank you. That's dope.
So out of all the celebrities that you've met, because holy crap, this year has been crazy for you. Who has been your most favorite?
I can't say one's my most favorite because it's because the opportunity they gave me is insane. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I have after the Drake thing, I got an autograph. I met Drake when I was 10 years old. He was the first biggest superstar. Jessie Reyez gave me an experience to be able to Jessie Reyez gave me that first experience of that value of just yo, I want to fly you out and we're covering everything for you and be able to go to different cities and a country I've ever been to. She gave me that experience. Roy Woods, he sold out Scotiabank Arena, and that was insane to me because just be where I'm from and get to shoot and Roy Woods and at a sold out Scotiabank Arena, being from That's here, crazy. You already know, so it's hard to say which, and even the Division, got to shoot behind the scenes for Divisions from out here, I can't even say what's my favorite because it's just I'm just grateful just be around them, period,
good.
So.
And we all know it's not just, fun and games all the time. Sometimes it's a hard job.
Absolutely.
So what has been your biggest obstacle that you've had to overcome throughout the months to make it to where you are now?
Biggest obstacle. Biggest obstacle.
He's like, none.
No, I'm not gonna say none. There's obviously obstacles. I think just full on working with other people to just really be a leader. You know, I think that's what I'm working through right now is just working on being a leader, because it's not easy. You know, 'cause I'm coming from a place of just going to these rooms by myself and just boom, 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 and I'm in fast pace. But now I'm like, I have other people with me. You know, so I have to like just know that like, hey, obviously they're not gonna be at my speed. So learning just teach, you know what I'm saying? Teach, like, hey, let's move like this. Hey, let's move like this. Hey, guys, let's do this. You know, so 'cause a lot of people right now, they don't know how to teach and how to lead. They get frustrated, and that's what I'm talking about. Just, you know, just fixing yourself. Yes. You know what I'm saying? To get to just know how to do certain things. Yeah. So that's I think that's one of the biggest obstacles. I think that's
a really good point that you brought up. It's really important to learn how to manage your characteristics and your character when working with other people, because that can ruin your entire reputation. I know a couple people in the city that are not worried about their reputation. They're out here ruining it, and I'm like, that'll catch up to you, because now I talk to other people and they're saying that person is not the best person to work with, and I'm like, reputation's really important, and you have a great reputation.
It's so important.
You have a great reputation. I think it's very important.
Thank you. And to add on to what you said, learning how to just sit back and you see a message or see something, and no one just to hey, I'm not going. I need to give me a few hours. Just give me a few hours right now, you know, and just, you know, 'cause a lot of people love to react right there and then, but sometimes you just need to ease back a little bit to be able to deal with it, you know. But
And if you could go back to our first episode,
crazy,
what piece of advice would you give yourself back then? Even though that was only 8 months ago, we're talking back then, bruh, but you know what I mean.
Nah, nothing, to be honest, because if I were to change one thing, then who knows if I were to have the knowledge and stuff I have right now.
It's very true.
You know what I'm saying? So I went through I feel like everything that we go through is for a reason, you know. So I say, if I were to say something, just knowing, I guess that just don't get comfortable too early, knowing the business, you know what I'm saying? Because there was a point earlier on the career where I did get comfortable and I had to break out of it, if I were to say one thing. But other than that, it's everything I go, I feel like everything we go through is for a reason. So,
and to any, photographer or videographer that might be watching this, what piece of advice could you give them to, accomplish their dreams and goals like you did?
Just keep working. You know what I'm saying? Just keep connecting, keep networking. Working your craft, but also working yourself, and work. It is just never stop. Just keep going, and just know that if you believe in your craft, because if you just believe in your craft and you have a bigger picture, you will get there. But it just takes patience, and it's gonna take a lot of fails, a lot of figuring it out. But if you believe in yourself, you will get there.
I feel like a lot of people in Toronto feel like they can't really make it. They feel like they're stuck in the city.
Yeah, and I can understand why. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have a lot of resources to get people out just naturally. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but I feel like that's changing. I feel like, for the better. I feel like, I give Toronto 3 years. I think we're gonna have that, and just slowly coming. But yeah, that's why it's important to travel, man, because if you travel, you get to because it's a different rush.
Oh yeah.
So it's just once you
different
go
culture.
there, you see that the drive is different down here.
Absolutely.
And I say, and it's just about figuring it out, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like we do have it, but it's just obviously, you gotta just.
You need the drive.
Figure it out. You gotta have the drive, man.
I see a lot of people in the city they want to become something, but they don't even have the drive. You know what I mean? You did everything you could to make it happen.
Facts.
Like you mentioned a couple minutes ago, you're like, I didn't have anything, but I was gonna figure it out regardless. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it.
Regardless.
And that's important, right?
Yes.
So what are your plans with Ofthesaint and Ofthesaint Productions? Do you plan on doing this, as a full-time career, or do you plan on doing other things?
Yeah. So I was just right now, I was just building myself as a brand, building something, just building a whole production company, and just build myself as a brand, but just build something bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? More bigger than me, just so I can just do both separately. Yes. And then it's just
multiple
go crazy.
Sources of income.
I guess so. But yeah, I just go crazy, man. Just
I love
go
that.
Crazy.
You're building a legacy, right?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yes.
I guess people putting me in that category.
Yes.
It's crazy. Like it's crazy.
It's
to,
weird,
like,
right?
It's weird to go to every room and then like I have people coming to me and just be like, oh my god, like you're aren't you that guy? Like, oh my, like it's a weird feeling. It's cool, but I'm not used to it yet.
You're like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm that guy.
I'm trying to be humble a little
From
bit.
now on, be like, yeah, I'm that guy. That's a perfect response.
Right. So yeah. But yeah.
Awesome.
Thank
So
you.
before we wrap it up, what's your one last piece of advice, or even like an inspirational, anything motivational that you could tell people who feel like I can't do what I want to do? Like they feel like they're stuck in a situation because life's hard. Let's be honest. It is hard out here. People are going through their own things, especially after the pandemic. A lot of people are stuck. Yeah. So what's your advice to get people out of the mud?
Find the right circle. Obviously work on yourself. Stop listening to other people. There's gonna be so many people that are gonna say you can't do it.
Sometimes it's just a projection of their own insecurities, right?
Absolutely.
I've had people tell me the same thing with podcasts, like you can't do that. And now I'm like slowly building it. I'm like,
you know
yes,
what I'm saying?
I can.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
and just don't worry. Obviously, it's harder. The thing is, it is harder said than done. You know what I'm saying? Because the way my mindset is now, it took years to get to this point. Yeah. So it's just building it, and yeah.
And I like that you also mentioned environment, because I've noticed that actually since the last time you've been here, like your environment has changed a lot, your circle for the better. Like you have so many great people around you and now you're flourishing. Like
that's it.
It makes sense.
That's
right?
it. I'm like, if we're just having the right people, it's just for me, it's like now like, like cool, we have conversations, just regular conversations, but how can we build? That's all I care about right now. Like we're talking about just having fun. That's cool, but it's just we're not where we want to be as of right now. So it's like, how can we change that? So
we're gonna change that.
Yes.
So before we wrap it up, do you want to just tell our audience like where they can look out for you, where they can find you, or what to look forward to?
Wait, I want to say something real quick. Like
hold on,
real quick before we end, and this is an exclusive, announcement.
Oh my
God. On BowlzNBeatzz.
Oh shit.
And so it's not all full on announced. But just know a photo exhibit is coming from me in early 2023.
Oh, shit.
2023.
Okay.
It's about to be amazing. It's
about to be sick. I'll be there.
Come on.
I'll be there.
You're obviously there. The whole team's
Oh my God.
The whole team is there. But I can't say too much. Everything's in the works. But just know very, very early next year, expect for that.
Yes.
So, well, so that's, but I guess you can find me, YouTube, Ofthesaint Productions, Instagram, Ofthesaint_, TikTok, Ofthesaint, and yeah. We're getting back on TikTok. I've been like on TikTok, but we're getting back to it.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Elijah,
you.
for being here.
I am so
proud of you.
I'm proud of you. Honestly, the way you've grown, you know what I'm saying? The way that the people that you're having on, and
thank you.
The fact that you're still doing it.
I'm gonna keep doing it.
That's it, and the fact that you're forcing yourself to be in the right rooms, and then it just shows, because the right people are gravitating to it.
Yes,
so.
like we just mentioned, a lot of people are like, what are you getting out of the podcast? I'm like, the people I'm meeting.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm meeting the most best, influential people from this city. Like, what more can I ask for?
Right.
This is already a W.
Yeah,
W. Right? Like, we gotta start somewhere.
That's it.
So thank you again for being here. And the next time you're here, you're gonna be even bigger.
We're
okay.
Both,
you're gonna be like the best photographer in the world.
That's
okay. So thank you so much, Elijah. I appreciate you.
Come on.
And you'll come back, obviously.
Absolutely.
How it is.
Come on now.
So thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good shit.
Everything.
Word on the streets. It's BowlzNBeatz. Bye, guys.
That was
Oh my God. Wow.